Hi, welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead. Today we're going to talk about a canning garden. What is a canning garden and how do you plan for one? We are in Zone 8B, Pacific Northwest, and it's February. Now is the time to start planning your gardens. A canning garden is specific to canning, right? So, as opposed to having a garden with a lot of things that you can bring in fresh daily, a canning garden really is designed and planned for your canning process. So let's jump right in. The first thing I like to do when planning my canning garden is to grab my favorite canning books and make a list of what I want to make for the year. And how do I determine what I want to make for the year? Number one, the most important thing when you're planning your canning garden is to plant the foods that you're actually going to eat. Now, there's nothing wrong with experimenting. I always love to throw in a recipe that I haven't tried before but sounds really good. So there is room for experimentation, but if you're trying to get your pantry built up and stocked up for you and your family, you want to focus primarily on those foods which you know you will all eat. Now, here I have some of my favorite canning books. I've got the Ball Guide to Preserving. I've got the Amish Canning Cookbook, and Put 'em Up. Those are my three go-to canning books that I just love the recipes. They're all tested, tried, true, perfect recipes for canning, and you cannot go wrong with any of these recipes. Once I go through the entire list, then it is time to compile all of the things that I know I want to make, and then make a list of all of the ingredients that I can grow in my garden from those recipes. And you can see that, for example, on my list, I would like to make some dill pickles. Well, in order to make dill pickles, I'm not only am I going to need cucumbers, but I'm also going to need fresh dill and onions. So those are going to be included in my garden planner. Now, I like to use, it's called Grow Veg. It's a really fun online garden planner. It has some really great tips and tricks. I'm not a sponsor or anything, it's just what I use. It also helps you with crop rotation and things like that from year to year. And it will also give you a guide for your zone on when to plant things, either indoors or outdoors, as well as how many seeds you'll need based on the size of the garden that you have. So I have a picture of that here for you as well. Lastly, and we're not going to get into this, but I did want to at least mention it. When you're planning your canning garden, if you have a very large garden, you can start to do the math, right? The math as far as, you know, we have a let's say you have a family of four and you know that you typically eat like 2 quarts of, I don't know, potatoes a week. And so then you can kind of do the math. There's some online calculators out there for you that you can look at, but we're not going to do the math thing today because this is just a beginner video just to kind of get you started on how to do the planning for your canning garden. If you have any other questions, of course, pop them down into the comments and I will do my best to answer them. But I'm not going to do the maths for you, so make sure you hit up an online calculator to help you determine how much potatoes, carrots, cucumbers, or whatever you need to grow this year. It is time to plan your garden right now, you guys. So I hope this is motivating to you to go ahead and get started and plant something today and start building up your pantry. You'll have lots of good, healthy food. You know what's in it. It's safe and healthy for your family. And of course, it tastes good, which is the most important part. All right, you guys, I am going to go for now, but I will be seeing you very soon. Bye.